So the PKTT has it been disbanded or has it not been disbanded? Is it working or is it not working?
It is working, honorable member. Actually, last week we just established one in Gauteng.
Okay. And what successes has it achieved in the last sort of 6 months?
Well, there's a lot of number of arrests that they have made, but also is a number of convictions that they've made. I specifically don't have them here with me, but one can go back and be able to give that.
Yeah, you know, a number is a very general kind of. I'm sure they don't. The PKTT doesn't have hundreds of dockets, so is it 5 convictions, 6 convictions, 2 successes?
Honorable through you, Chair, they currently, of course, they are divided between KZN and Gauteng. They are assisting the Gauteng team, and part of them, they form part of the task team that I established on the Madlanga investigations. The first arrest that you see is part of them that have done that. So, yeah.
Okay, well, that hasn't helped me much, but anyway, let's move on. The dockets of the PKTT lay in a safe in the police head office for months. Is that correct?
Well, I did pick that up, as I said. I'm sure from my evidence that at some point I did pick that up, and I did take the necessary steps in that regard.
Okay, General, let's try and do it this way. You just answer the question. Don't
Okay.
preempt future questions. So we've established that the dockets lay there for months. Is that correct?
Yeah, later we established, correct?
And no one did anything about it. And you say you didn't know about it.
After I established,
Not after you established we're getting there. While they were lying there, nobody did anything about it, and you say you didn't know about it.
yes, I did say that time when it happened, I didn't know. I knew later, and there were actions taken.
Question isn't about you at the moment, General. Don't be defensive. They lay there for months. Nobody knew they were there, except perhaps the person who had them.
Yes.
And nobody did anything about it.
Well, the person is undergoing disciplinary trial, disciplinary process as we speak.
And who's that person?
It's General Spear.
I see. And the people whose dockets they were, didn't they at some point say, but where's my dockets? I can't do any work. What did they do for all the months that the dockets were lying at the head office? What did the members of the PKTT do? They had no dockets.
No, it is not all the dockets that were, it's only 1-to-1 that were here. The rest, the court-going dockets, they had them. With them, they were still doing the work.
And nobody said, but there's 121 dockets missing. Where are they?
Yeah, well, Honorable Member, it's something that happened, and we are in the process of rectifying it. We rectified it, we are moving on.
Yes, it's easy to say we're in the process of rectifying it and we're moving on. But what does it say about the senior management in the police? That 121 dockets of the political killings task team, which is supposed to be important and urgent work, just lie in a safe somewhere and nobody knows, nobody cares, nobody does anything. How is that possible?
Well, it is possible it happened, but what I'm saying is there has been action taken thereafter. The dockets are back to KZN.
And has any work been done on them?
Yeah, there has been some
How
arrest.
do you know that?
There was arrest at Bentle. Well, how do I know? I do get reports from the Provincial Commission.
You get reports.
Yeah.
But you didn't get a report that there were 121 dockets lying somewhere that nobody knew.
Well, that I didn't get.
Yeah. So you see, General, what bothers me about this whole issue is the complete and utter lack of urgency. You get an instruction that you don't agree with to disband the task team. You're on leave. You get it from the minister. You don't care. You leave it there for somebody who's acting in your place to deal with. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Instead of going back to the office to deal with it, you just leave it to the acting commissioner. You only make an effort to deal with it upon your return, some 2 weeks later.
Well, I left it for the acting commissioner to deal with that instruction, and well, I advised how they should deal with it. But
it's a very laid-back attitude.
the work
with respect,
never affected. Honorable member, why I did that, I cannot be with a minister for a week and he's walking side by side with me and he doesn't hint, he doesn't say anything to me. And when I'm on leave, he sent a directive, then I must jump.
You know, General, the police is a public service kind of profession. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Yeah, correct.
And your interest should be in putting the best foot forward for the South African Police Service and for South African citizens, not so. Your passive-aggressive attitude with the minister is your own business and it's got nothing to do with your job, or it shouldn't have. Do you agree?
Honorable member, I did say that I was with this minister for a week.
Yes.
And after, if he come on some day, 2 days thereafter, I issue a directive. So I must leave what I was doing, go back to his directive. No, that directive can wait. And that didn't affect work during that time. The PKTD carried on with their work.
Yeah, so it's a very, very passive-aggressive attitude to take with regards to your job. And in my view, it's a very laid-back attitude to the whole business, which I find somewhat inappropriate for a man of your stature.
Well, I can't deny that's your view. So I can't say, don't say it. That's your view. But
and then later when you've got to brief the president, he says, do you have a report? Do you have a plan? And you say, no, it's busy getting compiled. What kind of an approach is that? You're a general. You are the head of the South African Police Service. You have got so many people at your beck and call that can prepare these things for you in a day, in 2 days, in 3 days, tops. Can't be that hard. You've done it before. But you take this laid-back, lackadaisical approach. Well, you'll go overseas, and when you come back, if the plan's ready, well, then, we can discuss it. What kind of an attitude is that?
Thanks, Chair. It's not an attitude. We had to remember the members were downloading and analyzing data. It's not a matter of a day you finish now. No, it's not. So
downloading and analyzing what data?
Well, that's what I had to do, Honorable Chair.
No, tell me, please, what data were they downloading and analyzing? I'm asking you a question.
I'm saying they were busy with the downloading of data from a phone, and that must be analyzed and then interpreted and put in a sequence. So that you can't do it overnight.
And what's that got to do with having a plan for what you're going to be doing with the PKTT?
Well, that we wanted to know what exactly is happening.
I see. And then you find, just on a different note, you find later some person shredding documents in an office.
What was that?
You told us you found a young man with regards to General Vuma. Somebody is shredding documents in an office, piles of documents. And you showed no interest in what they were, didn't pick them up and have a look. Just said, stop doing that, give me your key, I'll send someone to have a look. Again, this laid back
The
approach to,
you, Honorable Chair, there is no, if there is laid back, I should have walked away. I did what I had to do.
No, General.
I stopped the exercise. I left. I took the key. I locked that room. I tasked people to work on the documents.
And what were the documents?
It was documents for the office,
What were they?
some memos and various lots of things that we took to registry.
Did you even pick up one and have a look?
Yes, I did.
So you knew
Yes.
what they were?
Huh?
So you knew what they were?
It was memos that goes to National Commissioner's office. Yes, I did.
See, but belatedly. Now, you've heard of this Big Five cartel, have you?
Yes, I had Honorable Chair.
And when did you hear about it?
When I was being briefed, somewhere around, it's 2025.
Sorry?
Somewhere in 2025.
2025. And who are the Big Five cartel? Who are the Big Five?
Currently, two of them is what you see, Matala and
Yeah, and Molefe, yeah.
yes.
And the other three?
The other three, I'm not prepared to say them now. We are still investigating.
But you know who they are?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's comforting. Now, when do you intend to have them arrested and charged?
Well, the case continuing progressively so. The PKTT that you say it is not working.
No, I didn't say they weren't working, General. I asked you what they were doing.
Oh, sorry.
So you've listened to all the evidence produced here at this commission, and perhaps not all of it, because else you would get nothing else done. But I'm sure you know more or less what's been said here. And I'm sure you've got a fair idea of what's being said at the Madlanga Commission. So what's your view on the situation in the police as it currently stands, bearing in mind all of this information?
Bear in mind this, what one have get from both the ad hoc and the Madlanga. There is a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of the cleaning of the organization, the infiltration by criminals, and of course, there is also a need for some restructuring of some sort, reorganizing, which the first one currently, there is a national organized crime strategy that we developed that is going to deal with all this crime, including this crime by the police, because the small capacities that we have now, it's not sufficient to can deal with it.
Okay, well, I'm relieved to hear you say that you understand that there's stuff that needs to be done and there needs to be restructuring. And what are the 5 most important steps you plan on taking in the immediate time frame to address these issues in the police? You told us about organized crime. What are the other 4?
Well, the immediate that currently is being done, I'm sure you have seen, I've suspended people. I'm taking action against them. There's criminal cases that have been opened and investigated against most of those people. And there is, of course, on the other side, there is a problem of number of posts that are becoming vacant. So I intend filling those posts as soon as possible. And then from 1st April moving forward in a rollout approach, the national organized crime strategy will be implemented that will deal with specific crimes in the country and including what we have in the organization. But also what I've done, I've reviewed the process of supply chain in terms of the bidding and or awarding of tenders, that the process is not left through what we call the bid specification, bid adjudication committee and the PAC only. I introduced a probity audit. So along the line, before they come to the allocation of these tenders, there is an audit process that comes in and advise whether is this correct, yes or wrong, and then we proceed. And it's coming quite well. It's still at the initial stage, created a little bit of backlog, but it's nothing that we can't live with it. We can live it. I think we will continue with it. And of course, I also identified a problem, of course, in terms of training, especially officers. So that I'm going to prioritize for the next financial year, that we prioritize officers course or officers train, the basic one, because we realize that's where also the fall come from. I don't know whether it's 5 or it's more, but that's what I'm doing.
No, that sounds like a very good initiative. You will agree with me that there are many members of the South African Police Service who go to work every day and work really hard and do their best. And at the moment, their life is being made very difficult by the members who are corrupt, because now everyone gets tarred with the same brush. It makes it very difficult for people to go to work and do their work honestly.
Yeah, there are those members, yes.
And you'll agree with me that the corruption isn't limited to, although depressingly it seems to be concentrated in the higher echelon of the police ranks, but it's not limited to the higher echelon of the police ranks. How do you propose to sort out the corruption in the lower ranks?
The lower ranks, there are environments that we identified that we want to do a lot of screening. For example, your port of entry. There we want to rotate the people, because having them there forever, it doesn't seem to work for us. One, with the coming take, we're gonna rotate them, and also vet your environments like finance, supply chain, and those. And there are specific hotspot areas that we know in the country that we need to have some awarenesses and projects-driven investigations with a view to bring those that are involved in the book.
And then, General, tell me, are you aware of how many members in the police force have criminal records?
You offend, I can't tell.
But there are.
Yeah, there are those.
And why do we have a police force made up of people with criminal records?
I know there was a process at some point to deal with that.
Well, how do you deal with it? You've either got one or you haven't.
I must say, I remember some time ago, there was a process that to work on them. I can't remember how it ended up. It's safe to say I'll go and look back and see how many and how do we deal with them.
Do you agree with me, General, that it's undesirable to have a police force with members who have criminal records?
I agree totally.
And you don't know how that happened?
Well, no, I definitely.
You have the records, you're the custodian of the criminal records. So if somebody applies for a job, it's quite easy for you to determine whether they have one or not.
Yes.
Yet this did not happen.
No, what I'm saying is I'll go and check. I know there was a project on that. How did it ended up? What happened? And come up with a plan in terms of how do we get rid of those with criminal records.
Well, when next we meet, perhaps we can discuss that.
Okay, yeah, we can discuss some point.
Okay, and then just also while we're on the issue of records, how many members in the South African police do not have security clearance? I don't expect you to give me a number, just give me a percentage, ballpark figure.
There was never a requirement that all members of SAPS have security clearance. It's only certain levels, like your SMS.
And how many of those levels don't have security clearance?
I would say I'm trending carefully wrong here. I would say 50%, but I not say guaranteed 50%.
No, I'm not holding you to it.
More or less.
Yeah. And that's a matter of concern.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know as well as you do that the state security agency takes forever to do the vetting. It's a very long process. So by the time you get your clearance, it's almost time to apply for a new one.
No, I think they're going to work it in terms of a project. I think it won't take such long. I did engage with them. They don't take forever.
Do you have security clearance?
I do.
Thank you, Chair.